Good evening, my darling batlings. In case I sound a little bit different tonight, using a slightly different mic than usual, just testing things out for potential future streaming setups. I'm joined tonight by JKR, also referring to Kier in the chat. I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about with the skibbity hawk to a hawk song. I mean, that does not sound like something I would willingly subject myself to, let alone you.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like something any of us would be. Well,
wait, no. I gotta check my message history to see what the fuck you are talking about. I mean, I sent you All-Star, but it's a Parappa the Rapper song. That was the last thing I sent you.
Oh, jeez. But also, yes, JKR here, fully cured of the Jabberwock corruption.
Good. Anyways, tonight we are making our long overdue return to No More Heroes. Because the community voted on it in my Discord. Join the Discord if you want to vote on the occasional community poll like that. I need to start like paywalling stuff like that behind Patreon, but I need to start putting out more like scripted content on YouTube before I start, you know, opening up my Patreon again.
Yeah. You know, it's
say
funny
Hawk with the Maxine voice. I am afraid, Chris. Why do you do this to me? Why do you do this to me, Chris?
The funny thing is, I would have actually voted for Tomb Raider, but since everybody else was voting for No More Heroes, I was like, I'll hop on the bandwagon, because my vote's not going to really... I would either throw away my vote or just be like, yeah, you know, just hop on the bandwagon for this one.
God. Where the fuck is voice mod? Hold on. This is gonna take a few moments to get set up. Tomb Raider mod where we replace Lara with Thomas the Tank Engine. Sadly, it wouldn't be mod supported because I'd be playing on my new Evercade console. Because it came bundled with a compilation of Tomb Raider 1, 2, and 3, the original... Well, not the original PS1 versions. They had some edits done to, like, the button graphics and changed the opening credits to reflect the current copyright owners. Shiba, hello! You're getting ready to witness what Chris has unleashed onto the world. Alright, I gotta remember how I had this set up. So I do that, and then... Where is the I got so many fucking things open. Not even tabs like here, just programs.
So you're like here, except it's programs instead of tabs.
Yeah. Alright, I gotta change my input to the right microphone, otherwise you're not gonna hear me. What do you do? Should I be scared? He redeemed a Ara in the Maxine, and Ara Haktua in the Maxine voice. Okay, that's two. I have to do Haktua first, and then I have to do spit on that thing. You know, the Homestar Runner rap music is perfect for this.
Check out how cool my ramp points look.
I didn't say you, Kier. I said Chris. As in Kristen.
Just put the camera on the ground and aim it up.
My kicks look huge and my crew looks tough.
We got bulbous hands.
And bulbous feet.
Here, let me ask you this. Are you...
Oh, look at that.
Have you been partaking in the gummies?
Or are you just, are you slowly losing your hearing?
That should be, switched to the right voice input, is it?
Yeah, it sounds like it, yep.
Alright, first one. Hatsua. Spit on that thing.
Without a skateboard, that should look absurd. With my fish island, hey, haven't you heard? I got the move, so make you say.
Those are some exceptionally smooth moves.
Never ask me to do anything for you again. I'm gonna have to see that on the VOD or in a clip because I can't hear it live.
Oh god, I'm just gonna clip that right now just to get that, just get that done and out of the way so we can hear it later.
Man, fish islands, I bet you could even make lame stuff look cool.
Yeah.
What about tax papers?
Oh, look at how cool those papers
All right, so with I'm back to my normal voice, right?
Yes, you are.
Okay, because again, can't hear the voice changer echoing back to me through this. You lost no November. Damn, and you're only 10 days in. Good thing that you're in a community that celebrates non-stop Nut November.
Oh, Proto's live for the first time in a while. Nice.
Oh, nice. I mean, not first time in a while. He's been live a couple times recently. Just not usually at the same time as me.
Oh, okay. Well, it's just like it seems like it's been a while because he and I were talking a while
It's been a couple weeks.
Yeah. Also, I'm gonna go AFK real quick so I can focus on this clip, and I'll be right back.
Okay. Why the fuck is it playing out of my secondary monitor? Hold on. Hold the fuck on. Oh, I see why. I see, said the blind man to his deaf wife. I should have noticed this before stream. Let me fix this shit. Let's see, with that disabled, everything should be back to normal. Stop choking me? Never. Not after what you made me do tonight. Alright. No more heroes it is. I'm pretty sure I just logged in with the wrong account, but that's an easy fix. Marvelous. Also, Kier, if you're up to it, feel free to join. I would love to have you.
And the back just
Welcome back, and yeah, I did log in with the wrong account. Let me fix that. Good thing it's easy to switch accounts on Nintendo Switch.
That's good.
Sorry, got called away. Welcome back, Shiba. You didn't miss anything except me realizing that the wrong sound driver was set up, and therefore all of my sound would have been fucked up.
Oops.
Luckily, that should be fixed by now. Thanks for clipping that for, I would say for posterity, but it's more for eternal torment.
Yes, and this is all Chris's fault.
So last time we left off, we had just reached the number 6 rank, and it's time to check in with Diane from Beefhead Videos.
It's called, Coffee and MILF. Please return it ASAP.
Oh, so we know that Travis is into that classy stuff.
Mr. Touchdown, please wire the money as soon as possible.
I think one of the previous ones that he rented was called Big German Jugs.
In addition, the registration for the...
And another was called How to Please a Woman in Bed 101 Part 2.
Oh no.
Okay, so this time we have to raise $350,000 for the entry fee.
Oh, lovely.
Also, I forgot if I've been up to date on watching my wrestling.
Let's see who's winning this time. Yep, it's John Cena, as usual. Sad we can't see him tonight.
To my understanding, it's not even John Cena that usually wins nowadays because he's mostly just moved on to acting. From what I've heard from my neighbor that watches a lot of pro wrestling.
I mean, I always joke with John Cena about John Cena because it's like
Because you
he's a
can't see
wrestler.
him.
Exactly, and the fact is he became such a meme years ago, and it's like the meme is sadly aging like milk, but
It's aging like John Cena.
Yeah, but it's still funny to this day. Unfortunately, I hate that it is still funny.
It's a bad day to be having a bad day. I mean, check out this death threat email I got on my cell. It's from my girlfriend. The word die keeps scrolling on and on. How am I supposed to do business during shitstorms like this? My love life, my career, totally worthless. Bro, I am not your therapist. I'm just the guy who... Don't tell me you're passing up the Okay. I am exclusively renting wrestling tapes, so sadly we can't rent the latest Miike, which I don't know what the latest Miike film would be at the time that No More Heroes came out. I'd have to look up, like, the release order of his filmography. I didn't know Alex Jones sell those natural vitamins. It depends on your definition of natural, because a lot of the stuff he sold contained, like, lead.
Of course. Also, what kind of fucking motorcycle is that? I don't know. What
It's Travis's custom motorcycle that's designed to look like an X-Wing.
Because I fucking want one.
It's called the Speltiger, or Speltiger. I don't know, it's German. He gets a new one in No More Heroes 3, sadly. But, it ditches that one in favor of one based on the motorcycle from Akira. Anyway, gotta drop off our prototype military secret we picked up from the last fight to Dr. Naomi.
Hello, nurse.
Not a nurse, mechanic. Basically, Naomi's purpose in No More Heroes 1 and 2 is she's the one you buy new katanas and upgrades from. Because remember, they are not lightsabers. They are beam katanas. They're legally distinct. The best kind of distinct.
The best kind of distinct.
Also, the fact that, according to some sort of interview with Suda51, the creator of No More Heroes, he didn't even base the, his inspiration for the beam katanas wasn't even the lightsabers. It was the Schwartz rings from Spaceballs. Which explains the penis imagery with them. He's living in the year 2077, based. Hell yeah. Travis is a man of culture, okay? He's a 26-year-old living in a hotel, and he spends all the money he earns from his assassination jobs and various odd jobs on anime merchandise and more beam katanas. The reason he became an assassin is because he bought a beam katana on eBay and decided, fuck it, I might as well. Alright, time to go to the gym. Work on my muscles. Well, X-Card on you.
Yes, X-Card on me. So silly. I had Mexican food for dinner, which was like...
Gladly, I'll see you in court. I could use the money. I spent the last of my money on a quick stop to Target to see what their Transformers selection was. It was mostly either, like, the, more gimmicky parts of Transformers 1 and a few leftovers from Legacy Evolution, and then also one Transmetal to Megatron. So I picked up a Sideburn. Which, it's okay. I don't like how the roof refuses to stay tabbed onto the vehicle mode properly.
Yeah. Like, my thought process is this. I will only buy the mold if they ever repaint it into the Universe Shadow Striker that I want so badly, like that BotCon figure that came out years ago.
Oh, yeah.
because I want that version of Shadow Striker. That looks like that's what it could have been. I hate the fact that they used it for the Cyberverse character because it looks nothing like her.
Well, I mean, it was an obvious pre-tool for, not even pre-tool, pre-paint for, Sideburn. The thing with Sideburn is, like, he has such a fucking kibbly alt mode. It's like, how do you make that work in modern engineering and not make a figure that's a nightmare to transform and a nightmare to, make posable?
Right. And that's the thing. It's like, I do like Shadow Striker. I mean, I have nothing against the character from Cyberverse. It's just I want the Unicron line one because she will look great on my Unicron shelf. That's all it is.
What a weird way to do squats. Listen, if we're going by what his sensei had to teach him, he's positioning himself like he's taking a dump in a Japanese style toilet, okay? That is the proper way to do squats according to Thunder Ryu. Anyway, time to visit the Russian drunk man and give him our balls. Alright, what technique do I want this time?
Personally,
We've got the position of enemies on the minimap. We've got the dash. We've got the increased range of grab. We could also get the jumping down attack. We could get bonuses based on your rank, extended dark side mode, or jumping slash.
I'd say jumping slash. That's just me, though.
I usually go for either dark side mode or... Well, I eventually get all of them, but I'm thinking bonuses based on my rank, just because, like, it gives me a little bit extra cash, so I have to do less grinding.
Oh, that's fair.
Memory of Woman. Like, the names of these different skills make more sense when you find out that they're a reference to Suda51's previous big game, which was Killer 7. They're named after all 7 personalities of Harlan Smith. With the Memory of Woman being a reference to Kaede Smith. Also, apparently Killer 7 got an update out of nowhere like 3 years after it came out, and they had to do a patch for the update patch because they initially did like AI upscaling of all the cutscenes and fucked up everything.
Oof.
And enough people rightfully complain. See, Shiba's got good taste. She remembers Killer 7. I knew you had good taste. You like Senran Kagura characters, and the best characters, too. But, yeah, if you remember Killer 7, this is the same director. And, the same studio. Grasshopper Manufacture. Also made Lollipop Chainsaw, Shadows of the Damned, I can't remember what it's called, but that PS4 game with like the skateboarding Grim Reaper. I came in here just to get a specific t-shirt if I don't have it already. Because yeah, I already have it. Okay, I just gotta change into that back in my apartment. You still have the game, the PS2 stopped working. Aw, that's sad, but it's on Steam now. In fact, that's the only re-release it's gotten. Apparently, it's supposed to come to Switch at some point. It just hasn't yet, and it's been years. I saw the Sus Magical Girls. Yeah, that's from Travis's favorite anime, Pure White Lover Bizarre Jelly. Because Travis is into that weeb shit. He's, we get further into that in No More Heroes 2, where not only do we have, like, more merchandise of the anime girls, including a full-on anime intro for this non-existent anime, but we also get a bullet hell shooter minigame based on it. But yeah, they released a patch for the patch that gave you the option to turn off the AI upscaled cutscenes and instead replace them with the higher quality GameCube cutscenes. Because when they ported it to PS2, they, for whatever reason, compressed the cutscenes further than they were on the GameCube. Which is always weird to me because GameCube had less space on its discs to fit in full motion video. Like, so much less space that the GameCube version comes on 2 discs.
Weird.
Then again, they did a similar thing with Resident Evil 4 where they cheese grated the hell out of the textures and models.
Oof.
Will I be able to show the Magical Girl opening? It's a bit, I would be able to, but I don't have to worry about that tonight because that's in No More Heroes 2. Like, I can get away with showing that, because all of the appropriate bits, according to Twitch TOS, are covered. Plus, the bits in Twitch TOS only apply to, like, the person hosting the stream, not the content in the game. As long as it's not just straight up like a porn game. Like, I could theoretically get away with streaming the old school God of Wars, and those are filled with boobas bazongaing everywhere. But I couldn't get away with streaming something like Honey Pop.
Oof.
Alright, so for our next part-time job... For our next part-time job, we're going to be clearing the beach of mines.
Oh, lovely.
As we find out through a lot of these part-time jobs, Santa Destroy is kind of a shithole.
3, 2, 1.
1.
There we go. That's 1 mine down.
I understand why it is you people have a problem with us living explosives.
Oh, almost stepped on mine, which would be an instant game over. But yeah, we just have to clear out as many mines as we can in 3 minutes.
We're just sitting in the sand enjoying the sun. What the hell, guys?
Apparently these were left over from a military training exercise. Like, they were supposed to be removed, but they forgot.
Yeah, typical. They always forget about us.
I'm pretty sure this isn't how mine detecting actually works. Or, you know, mine sweeping.
No, I don't think so. I don't even think they actually use, like, any sort of metal detector or whatever. They just...
Well, they do use, like, a thing similar to a metal detector. Or at least they did back in, like, World War II.
Yeah.
But it's not just, like, a regular-ass metal detector.
Yeah. Like, I've seen minesweepers, like, literally that's what, movie 1 Bone Crusher transformed into. And it was funny, because as a kid, I legitimately thought he was some sort of, like, cattle, herding machine or whatever, because I thought the claw was meant to be, like, I didn't realize what the claw was meant to do. I legitimately thought the claw was part of his vehicle mode, not something that was actually just, like, a third arm in his robot mode.
I mean, to be fair, those movie 1 designs were kind of... They really leaned into the whole alien part of alien robots.
Yeah, I mean, here's my thought process on it. Like, I don't mind alien-esque design.
More so for the Decepticons than the Autobots, I should say.
Yeah, the cons were more alien-like than anyone, and then the Autobots. Like, and for instance, like my Protoform Optimus, I'm like, I'm not gonna bother getting like the Dark of the Moon, or whatever, the Age of Extinction thing, where he has like the actual Optimus color scheme in Protoform. Like, I'm just gonna use like the Protoform Optimus that I have as like a generic Protoform.
Might as well, because the Protoforms are so indistinct that the Protoform figures are so indistinct that it could be a stand-in for anyone.
Yeah, like, I mean, like, the idea is, like, he has the chest and overall head design of Optimus, but then you could argue is, like, hey, look, you know, it's still forming. It could easily just be, like, where the spark is encased.
Okay, so, like, I've mentioned this on previous No More Heroes streams, but since that last time I streamed this was back in June, and I've got new viewers since then that were not here for those first two parts, can we talk about how realistic it is that in order to get the high-paying assassination jobs, you have to do entry-level jobs to get a recommendation for the job you actually want? No More Heroes was predicting the job market all the way back in 2007.
Yep. Travis, welcome.
Alright, what are missions here? We've got kill all the enemies within the time limit. Dark side mode will be activated. Kill as many as you can within the time limit. Mission ends when time runs out. Oh yeah, the final pizza butt mission. Which we have to do that because it leads into the story of No More Heroes 2. I'm not joking. Although No More Heroes 2, they retcon it so it's no longer pizza butt, it's pizza bat. Which, like, it's a pun that works in Japanese, not really in English. Because it would be bato and bato.
Okay,
Bato and bato. Like, very... pronounced very similarly and spelled with, like, a one-character difference in Japanese.
So basically, it's
the difference between, like, how much emphasis you put on the A sound.
Yeah, so basically it's like it's the same kind of jokes they pulled in Gen 1 Pokemon.
Yeah, like a lot of Japanese puns are just based on words that sound similar to each other but have like a single character difference in their spelling.
Yeah.
Basically homophones, but I don't know if Japanese has an equivalent to the term homophones.
Yeah.
I know the more proper way to pronounce that would probably be homophones, but I say homophones. Because I am, as someone who's bisexual, I am half homo.
3, 2.
I hate that joke.
It's not even a joke, that's genuinely what I am.
No, I know, but I'm just like, I hate the fact that that makes sense. It's funny. It's like, I hate how that could be both a joke and the serious. So, yeah.
God, they've all got Schwartz rings.
Oh, jeez.
Just let me kill the CEO. It's not often that I get to do that.
Don't take
Let
that
me kill the
out of context.
CEO of the corporation that's gentrifying the small town. Do you have any idea how rare of an opportunity this is? .94 seconds left. Holy shit.
Nice. Nice.
And I get a flat payout of $75,000 for that.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna get some more water because I'm out.
Okay. I've got some water here, I got some coffee, and I also picked up a can of Ghost when I picked up my dinner. Because I was getting kind of groggy from driving 3 hours today. I know, 3 hours, how terrible. But, like, it was my first time driving that in a while. Give me a break. Plus, I had to deal with the challenge of, like, discussing politics very briefly with my, very staunchly Republican parents who, believe that Elon Musk is a genius and believe that the Cybertruck must be a good car because a lot of people are buying it. Like, part of me wanted to be like, you know, a lot of people bought the Ford Pinto, too. Speaking of cars that, you know, have a reputation of sucking, but are actually at least cool in their visual design, when I was driving over to my mom's the other day, I passed by a fucking DeLorean, and I had to, like, stop and do a double take at that, because it's like, it's not every day that you see, like, an actual DeLorean just casually being driven on, like, a country road. By the way, a detail that a lot of people probably don't know about Back to the Future due to, you know, pop culture solidifying the DeLorean as like one of the definitive cars of the 80s. I'm not a car guy, but I do know this. The reason they chose a DeLorean for Doc Brown's time machine was not because it was the coolest car of the time. It's because it was a car that was known for being incredibly unreliable, prone to breaking down, and generally poorly designed. It was the Cybertruck of its era. And it was supposed to show that by choosing to make a time machine out of an incredibly unreliable car, Doc Brown's got a few screws loose. But, you know, people that weren't there for the time when DeLoreans were being made would not, like myself, wouldn't get that unless they looked it up. Alright, time to go to the dark side. I believe, yeah, this is gonna be the one where it's like all quick time events. My least favorite of the dark sides, even though it does have the coolest visual effect. Also, as usual, guys, let me know how my audio is and how the audio balance is. Because using a different mic setup tonight, so I've got to adjust things on the fly. I already had to turn down my gain by a lot, because otherwise you would hear, like, every breath I take and every, like, lip smack, and it would be, like, some very uncomfortable ASMR.
Yeah.
Also, welcome back.
Yes, I'm back, and I have one of my special cookies.
And you know you can't get high on my stream, right?
How the hell am I gonna get high off a s'mores cookie?
Oh. I can't stay for long, but you're playing Blow More Heroes. Welcome, Coffee. I understand not being able to stay for long. It is a Sunday night after all. Yeah, just glad to see you here, even if you're only popping in for a bit. I've been back on my, Suda 5-1 kick due to, the release of the remaster of Shadows of the Damned, and that got me back into No More Heroes by extension. Along with that patch coming out for Killer 7, that fucked up Killer 7, and then they had to patch the patch to make it unfucked up. 69. Nice.
Also, I love how I made it sound like the cookie was laced or something. And I was like, no, it's just s'mores.
I know where you live. That's why I assumed.
But do I? All right.
I've seen how many dispensaries are in that area.
Yeah, but
I know that there's Hollywood videos there that are now at selling CBD products. You've actually been emulating Sonic Heroes. It's been so fun. Ooh, which version are you emulating? Let me guess. GameCube, right? Apparently, the Xbox version is like 100% perfectly compatible with the leading Xbox emulator, Zemu. GameCube. All right. I tried out Zemu with Sonic Heroes, and it works like damn near flawlessly. It's just Zemu's kind of a pain in the ass to set up because you need like a very specific BIOS for it to function properly. And it doesn't just have regular ISO support, it has to be like just the decrypted game contents on the disk with none of the dummy data. So you have to either find someone nice enough to have pre-compiled those for you, or go through a process of converting your legally acquired redump files into the format that Zemu uses. But yeah, GameCube version's just easier to set up and emulate out of the box.
But yeah, all right. In all the time that you've known me, when have I ever partook in that particular thing?
I don't judge. I just get jealous. Because my state's never gonna legalize that shit.
Yeah, the sad fact is, like, I don't even touch this stuff. It's just, one thing is, like, to me, it stinks.
I'm aware that it stinks. I've been to your house.
Yeah. Thankfully, we won't have to deal with that smell anymore.
You might do Star Fox Assault. I've actually never played that one. I've got means to play it. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. I want to finish Adventures as, like, you know, a childhood game that I never got to finish because it was a rental. And I got stuck at the, like, the part where you're trying to get the Krazoa spirit from the dinosaur village. From, like, the... God, I can't remember the names of the different dinosaur clans. But it's like you have to complete the trials to get the Krazoa spirit. And one of the trials was like, you have to basically rapidly press the A button enough times to basically win like a tug of war type thing. And yeah, kid me could never pull that off. But adult me could totally do that, especially since my wireless GameCube controller has turbo functions.
Nice.
I'm not particularly interested in getting high. Smoking isn't for me. I mean, I'm not interested in getting high particularly, unless it were, like, you know, decriminalized, in my area, because, like, if it's decriminalized, then that leads to more legal avenues to procure it, which means, you know, safer avenues to procure it. You don't have to worry about it being laced with all sorts of heinous shit, to, you know, make you form more of an addiction to it. Like, believe it or not, from what, from, like, personal stories I've heard from, friends of mine that are stoners, you can actually get addicted to, not necessarily chemically addicted to marijuana, but you can get addicted to the feeling that it gives you. And it's not helped by a lot of the stuff that's being sold on the street, from what I've heard, being laced with fentanyl now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Sad fact is, that actually kind of hits close to the home for me because...
I'm aware.
Yeah. Yeah.
It hits there for me, too. That's why I have to bring it up. If you're going to partake in the devil's lettuce, then do it safely. Vet your stuff.
Please. Yes, please. If you're going to do that, do it responsibly and safely, because I do not want to hear about, you know, someone I knew either personally or in passing. I don't want to hear about somebody, you know, basically dying because of it.
I mean, at the very least, it's not like what they used to do at one point, which was lacing it with cocaine.
Yeah.
Where it's like, no, you do weed so you can chill out, not so you can get hyper.
Right.
Or so I've heard. Like, CBD products are legal in my state, and I do use CBD oil as, like, an anti-anxiety thing alongside my medication to increase its potency. But I get my stuff from a compounding pharmacy rather than just, you know, picking up stuff from the gas station.
Yeah. As you should.
Yeah. Like, don't trust the CBD gummies you find at the local gas station. That stuff's almost never safe. Anyways, that's all the discussion I'm probably ever gonna do on illicit products, because I do not usually... I've never properly partaken in it, and I don't really have much of an interest in it. Unless it were legal to do so where I live, which it currently isn't. I mean, well, it's kind of in a gray area, but, you know, I just don't like smoking either.
Yeah.
I care about, you know, not damaging my voice.
Right.
That's the main thing for me.
Like, you know, dude, you've got a very good voice, and you're able to do a lot of different voices with what, and I'm like, I don't want you to have to ruin that with, you know, inhaling smoke and all.
And also because, I've lost family members to lung cancer already.
Yeah.
We got an ultimate life form as Kirk Thornton. That troublesome blue hedgehog. He opposes legalized weed, but I'll stop him at any cause. That was horrible. Let me try that again. The main thing is I'm a little stuffy today, and I have no idea why.
Yeah.
You got this, Sonic. There we go. You gotta get into a bit of the nasally range for Kirk Thornton. And get a little bit of that graveliness going on, but not like a snake graveliness. More like tightening up your vocal cords, sort of like your Eric Vale voicing Trunks. That troublesome blue hedgehog. He opposes legalized weed, but I'll stop him at any cost.
Nice.
There you go, retake for free, because I am very particular about my shadow impersonations. Alright, we got enough money for the ranking battle. We're going into rank number 5.
Excellent.
Also, if the game is too quiet, let me know, because No More Heroes is famously way too loud on default audio settings. How about in Jason's voice? Sure, I could do it in Jason's voice. It's a little bit easier for me to do Jason than Kirk nowadays. I used to be able to pull off Kirk flawlessly, but now I've kind of lost that, like, natural flow for Kirk. I have to practice at it some more. Plus, I need to get some practice in for my Jason voice, because, that's the one I'm doing for the comic dub.
Yeah.
That troublesome blue hedgehog. He opposes legalized weed, but I'll stop him at any cost. Sorry if I'm seeming like kind of out of it. Long weekend, plus, as I mentioned, stuffy. I should, you know, I could fix that by taking some Claritin, but it's a little bit late for me to be taking. It's a little bit late for me to be taking Claritin, because I take the kind that has the decongestant in it, and that would just keep me up all night even more than the caffeine's already doing.
I was gonna make a joke where it's like, that sounds like too much fucking work.
No, I've got some right here. It's just, I don't want to be up all night.
That's fair.
Travis? Let me guess. You're out shopping.
If I remember correctly, Paula Tiso, who voices Sylvia in the No More Heroes series was also in Metal Gear Solid 4 as one of the B&B Corps. Just can't remember which one. I know it wasn't Raging Raven, and I know it wasn't, I know... Actually, fuck, that just narrows it down to, Laughing Octopus, now that I think about it.
Laugh.
Yo, what's
Laugh.
anything wrong? Hello?
Because, Raging Raven was Nika Futterman, and, Crying Wolf was, I forget her name, but she was on Mad TV, and she's that, former Jedi lady from Jedi Fallen Order. The one that's basically like your mentor, from what I've seen. I haven't played much of Jedi Fallen Order. She also plays Amanda Waller in, the Suicide Squad game.
Oh, yeah. I know who you're talking about.
It's Deborah something. You're all good. You're all good, Coffee. Hope to see you soon. I'll probably work on, like a defined schedule, tomorrow. Because I do have some stuff that I want to stream in the coming week, including I did promise Chuck that I'd have him on for a specific stream that is up his alley. It's the Transformers PS2 game. Which he said he's been wanting to try, but he hasn't seen, like, much of. And as someone who's, like, so invested in Transformers lore and so knowledgeable about Transformers lore, I want to see him try to piece together the fucking clusterfuck that is that game's attempt at merging seasons 1 and 2, post-movie seasons, and Headmasters all into one plot.
Yeah, like I will definitely be there for that stream as well, because I'm like, you know, I want to watch or like hear him just slowly crack,
and also just hear the voices they came up with, since you know, they very much did not have the likes of Peter Cullen and Frank Welker. Yep.
Which I'm hoping Peter Cullen or Frank Welker come to Chicago next year, because they are TFCon is returning to Chicago next year. So
I saw.
Yeah, so I'm definitely going to be, you know, like I said, I'll be getting autographs for like anyone I can afford to do, as you know, like any particular extra autographs I can afford to get for you guys.
Yeah, you know, we gotta see what the guest list is gonna be first. You got a year to figure it out.
Yeah. And like Chuck also wants to make sure that we can set up a panel over there, which
I might not be able. I'm not sure if I'll be able to make it. It depends on whether I'm taking classes at that time.
If you can, great. If not, don't.
If I can't, don't count on me being there. Is all I'm saying. Yeah. But I'll try to make it if I can.
If you can, like I said, great. If not, then you'll be there in spirit.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
American Dad fans rejoice because the boss in this stage is just Klaus from American Dad, the talking German fish. Same voice actor, D. Bradley Baker, using the same voice, except it's even kind of funnier in hindsight when you find out that his character is supposed to be Singaporean in this game. Which, you know, I've never been to Singapore, but I'm pretty sure they don't sound German.
No. Let's see.
I have heard the Singaporean dub of Yu-Gi-Oh! And it's interesting to say the least.
But yeah, Ari, just a heads up for you. If by chance you are able to make it, you know, like I said, if you are, great. If not, that's fine too. But we might actually have a means for you to get out here anyway. So like, just let us know what your schedule's going to be, and we can arrange.
Yeah, the main thing is about scheduling rather than like the means to get there.
No, I know. But like I said, it's like, like if your schedule lines up perfectly fine, then we'll make it happen. If you can't, that's understandable. Like your school stuff will definitely have to come first.
Yeah, it also depends on like whether I'm doing school or whether I'm working, because that's it's a one thing or the other.
Right.
Also, if you've noticed, we had, you know, we've got our bootleg lightsabers, and now we're fighting Imperial pilots.
Oh, wow.
Wielding their own bootleg lightsabers. If you make a bootleg of a bootleg, how many legs are we booting here?
I don't fucking know. Do I look like a bootleg expert?
You don't look like a leg expert to begin with, due to the lack of limbs of any sort.
I mean, the way I see it, like, here's the funny thing. The way I see it, I can easily I can manipulate anything in my general vicinity. Same way that
you're like Homestar Runner. You're not limbless. It's just your limbs are invisible.
I was gonna say, basically, you can picture me like the veggies from VeggieTales.
Yeah. Yeah, I get you. Also, sadly, no big Halloween tune for Homestar Runner this year, but they did put out a Halloween short that features the return of some characters that never appeared in a finished tune until now.
Oh.
Voiced by some, like, little kid family members of the creators of Homestar Runner that are supposed to be Homestar's younger cousins.
Nice.
Where, like, he didn't even come up with... They didn't even come up with a script for what the kids are supposed to say. They just let them improv, basically just, you know, say, you know, imaginative little kid things, and then they wrote the animation around that.
Nice.
I say wrote the animation. They wrote Homestar's script for the animation around that.
Yeah.
So I need to change my invert X and Y settings.
You know,
or at the very least, camera Y-axis. I don't like it when games have it be like, oh, if you press up, it angles down. And for some reason, that's how it is by default in No More Heroes. Well, I mean, it feels more natural that way on a Wiimote, but not when you have a proper analog stick to control the camera. Because in the original Wii version, the D-pad controlled the camera, which, you know, about as good of a compromise as you're gonna get.
Yeah.
It's better than trying to control a third-person camera in a third-person action game in a PSP game. Like, oh, I don't know, any of the Metal Gear games on PSP.
Right.
There's a reason that Peace Walker is so easy on the HD version. It's because you have two analog sticks to control the game with, instead of one, and then using either the D-pad or the face buttons for the camera. It basically amounts to, like, the hitboxes are programmed to be way more forgiving in Peace Walker already due to the more limited aiming controls. So, as a result, in the HD version, where they, where you control the camera with the right analog stick, but the hitboxes are still left really generous, it just becomes the easiest Metal Gear game.
Let's see. Also, you know, between the two of us, Ari, I know I'm probably in the minority here. But I want to see, like, and I know, like, 3D printed pieces have been made for it, but, like, I want to have, like, the extra, the Shadow Glass Megatron bits for my regular Siege Megatron, just so I can turn him into, like, the Cybertronian jet sort of thing that he was in Shadow Glass.
Yeah, you are definitely in the minority on that. Because that is barely an alt mode.
I mean, the funny thing is, like,
given that it's working with engineering that is not meant for a jet at all.
Yeah. No, I know. I'm just saying, like, you know...
It would be one thing if it was like a Blitzwing situation where it was a triple changer. But no, this is just a tank that they decided, oh, fuck, how do we turn this into a jet? Oh, I know, put different instructions on how to make him do a different yoga pose, and then put some extra bits on him that you have to put on yourself. Oh, a 777, that's nice. I'm not going to use it for this stage. 777 is the only death slot outcome that doesn't apply automatically, and if you keep it to the end of the stage, you get a bonus. But if you do activate it manually, then it's a screen nuke. It just wipes out everything in the nearby radius.
Nice.
And it's also got the coolest name of all of Travis's special attacks. It's called Anarchy in the Galaxy.
Nice.
Also, for people that aren't familiar with No More Heroes that are just tuning into this part, on the original Wii version, these calls from Sylvia before each boss fight would play through the speaker on the Wii remote.
No irritable rashes? Hit the John lately?
So you were supposed to hold it up to your ear like it was an actual phone.
Oh, wow.
When you're ready, step inside. Now.
Obviously, the Switch doesn't have an option for that, so they took that feature out. Although you can still get it working on Dolphin in very spotty condition, depending on like what kind of setup you have and whether you're using real first-party Wii remotes or not.
Yeah.
And head for the Garden of Madness.
Also, she always asks about your hygiene and gives you an estimate of how likely you are to fail. And then tells you to trust your force and head for the Garden of Madness. Also, because I know I have people here that weren't here for the beginning parts of No More Heroes, you may be wondering, why is Travis trying to take down the top 10 ranked assassins in the United States? It's so he can potentially, keep in mind, she has not 100% agreed with this, she just said maybe, for the maybe chance of sleeping with Sylvia one time if he takes down the top 10 and becomes the #1 ranked assassin in the country. Man is desperate and dedicated.
Mm-hmm.
At last. Doctor, it's time. Wake up!
You know, all these assassins do have, like, proper bios and stuff. You just don't learn anything about them prior to the fights because Travis isn't interested.
Is excellent. I think I'm going to lose the bowel control.
Like, Let's Shake here is supposed to be a punk rocker.
I've been waiting for you.
A Singaporean punk rocker. And,
I'm ready whenever.
the brain in that jar is the brain of a scientist who invented an earthquake generator that we are about to see charge up.
Activating main engine.
Oh, jeez.
Check. Cluster generator active.
Also, there's a lot of references, like, obtuse references to gaming hardware in this charge-up sequence.
Anti-shock balancer open.
I'll point them out as they come up, if I actually notice them this time.
Yeah. That is like one giant-ass brain.
Yep. Okay, Cell Pistons is a reference to the Cell processor of the PS3. Which is its primary CPU. Trinity Pistons refers to Trinity being a codename for the Xbox 360. And the Scouting Scope is a Virtual Boy.
T-7 seconds. T-5.
You see, it's just a fucking Virtual Boy.
T-3, 2, 1.
I like to call the Disaster Blaster the Cock Blocker. Because, yeah, we don't get a boss fight in this stage.
Travis touchdown, is it not?
Oh, hi, Quentin Flynn.
Fucking snatcher! I had him!
Dance with me, Travis.
A katana. This is getting interesting. What do you go by?
Henry.
Henry?
Sir Henry.
Yes, this is the introduction of Mr. Sir Henry motherfucker.
I don't know who you are, matter what you want, Sir Henry. Where are your manners? That was my kill, you naughty boy.
Shall we get this over with? And don't hate me if I play a tad dirty.
Fine by me.
After you.
So I still find it funny that Robin Atkin Downes, who is British, voices the American Travis Touchdown, whereas Quentin Flynn, who's American, voices the Irish Henry.
Oh wait, Travis Touchdown is voiced by
Robin Atkin Downes.
damn.
This was like his star-making role. One of his favorite roles that he's ever done.
Getting started.
Perhaps you've forgotten, these fights are an official game. If you're
Like the Robin Atkin Downes, the person that I would cast as Quintus Prime.
Yes, this is him.
Rule I've ever heard.
Oh wow.
He also voices Kazuhira Miller in Peace Walker and Metal Gear Solid 5.
rules are rules. You can't have what you can't have.
Whatever.
And by extension, he also voices Liquid Snake in a extra mission for Ground Zeroes.
Clown right here is...
Who?
Hey! He's gone! Mr. Sir Henry motherfucker, he just jetted. What a pussy.
You can hear it in the voice now, can't you?
Next man.
Yeah.
Who the hell was that guy?
BRB.
Alright. So that was the for lack of a better term, our 5th ranking battle. Because, as it turns out in the UAA rules, it doesn't matter who kills the target as long as the target is killed. So you can totally kill steal for someone else, and they'll get the credit. Like... That's actually going to be a plot point going forward. In No More Heroes 2, at least. Anyways, time to drop a nice save. Oh boy, what is it this time?
Hi, this is Diane from Beefhead Videos. We're calling to let you know you're overdue on returning one of our videos. It's titled, Air Force One, the First Lady Returns to the Mile High Club.
Mr. Touchdown.
Travis is into some interesting stuff. Like, not kinky stuff, just like, really oddly specific stuff.
Nice work. You are on the fast track to the top. Keep it up, and good luck.
I'm back.
Welcome back. Now we have to get $400,000.
Lovely.
Also, you know what? It's been too long since we've checked on the kitty.
Aw, kitty.
This is probably the most appropriate time for anyone to redeem the kitty redeem that we'll ever have. Because I am going to pet the kitty.
So you gonna pet that pussy?
Yes, I'm going to rub the pussy.
Kitty, kitty, kitty. Do you want to pet the kitty? Yes.
Yes, I want to pet the kitty. Pet. Oh, she wants belly rubs. My cat hated getting belly rubs. He would always, like, try to grab your hand with all 4 of his paws. And, like, with his claws out if you try to rub his belly.
Oh, wow.
And if I'm remembering the progression of this game correctly, we should be able to get our next katana now. Or at the very least, I might not be able to afford it right this second, but we should be able to get it in this chapter.
Nice.
No More Heroes 1 has a pretty simple progression, but there's a lot of debate among like critics and fans on whether No More Heroes 1's progression is too repetitive, because it really is like a routine that you follow every chapter of like doing jobs to get money, to buy upgrades, and eventually pay your entrance fee.
Yeah.
But I feel like that was part of the intended experience. Because Suda51 is someone that likes to do social commentary in his games on, like, the mundanities of life.
That's fair.
And, if I remember correctly, he said something about, like, the whole having to do shitty side jobs in order to get money to do the thing you actually want to do was, like, trying to make it more realistic to how in real life you don't get to just do the fun stuff. You have to work a 9 to 5.
Yeah. Yep. Or in my case,
so I do have enough to get the Tsubaki Mark II.
Or in my case, it was a 8:30 to 4.
You otaku.
Semantics.
Yeah, I know, but still, those were literally my hours.
Mine was a whenever the fuck I'm scheduled for, because I didn't have a consistent schedule.
Yeah, I hated that back when I worked for Kroger, but at the same time, I'm like, you know, I actually did appreciate working for the small business because at least my hours were consistent. Because there, it was like the boss, you know, basically said, it's like, unless I need you for something specific, these are your hours, and they are consistent. They will not change unless something happens. And I was like, okay, that's good to know.
Yeah, that's a big problem I've had with holding down a job, is I work best when I have a consistent, reliable schedule to follow. And having a schedule of just, we'll call you in when we need you, doesn't work for me. Like, with my autism and ADHD and stuff like that, the way it is, like, it's just, it's not really, like, too much not on a sensory level for me to handle. It's just, like, you know, it's too inconsistent for me to get into a reliable groove.
Yeah, like, and that's the thing with me, is, like, I like when my schedule is consistent, because that way I can, you know, I can keep everything, I can just put it in my calendar and be like, okay, yep, this is what I need to work. But whatever, it made it even more difficult when they switched everything over to, like, a new scheduling system. And when I asked to know what my new schedule was going to be for the week, because I lived so far away from the store, and they were like, oh no, we can't give you that information. And I'm like, you're scheduling me in, and you're not going to tell me what my schedule is. And they're like, oh, you're just going to have to come up and find out. And I'm like, I'm not going to do that.
Pro tip for anyone that is looking to get into the job market: if you ever, go to orientation and they mention that you're not supposed to discuss how much you're getting paid with other people, that's a sign that you're working a shitty job.
Yep, that's another thing.
I'm gonna name them and shame them. That's how it was at AMC. That's part of why I only worked there for a month. They hired me without telling me what my pay rate would be.
Oh, jeez.
And the other reason I quit, other than just not being in a good mental state at the time, and it not being the best fit for me, was December 2019.
Oh, yeah.
I got out of there at the perfect time.
No, and I'm glad you did, because I was like, yeah, no, I was worried about you, dude. I really
the one upside to working there during that time was that was also when Rise of Skywalker came out, and I managed to successfully convince someone to not see Rise of Skywalker when they were buying their ticket.
Oh god!
Like I would always be assigned to working in the ticket booth, because I was like the only person that actually liked that position, because I got to sit there the whole time.
Exactly.
But, like, a dude came up and he's like, I'm kind of split on what I should see. Should I see Ford v Ferrari or should I see Star Wars? And I had just seen Rise of Skywalker. I was like, you're better off seeing Ford v Ferrari, even though I haven't seen it yet, because that's going to be nominated for an Oscar, from what I've heard, whereas Rise of Skywalker is 2.5 to 3 hours of too much and too little happening at the same time. It's just throwing explosions in your face and expecting you to be impressed. And then he bought a ticket for Ford v Ferrari.
Speaking of Star Wars, apparently Disney and Lucasfilm have announced that they're going on a new Rey focused trilogy.
Yeah, we're not gonna get into that because that's a whole can of worms.
Yeah, not a very good can of worms. So yeah, that's all I'm gonna say.
All right, so now we gotta clean up. We gotta clean up graffiti.
Gotta go fast.
This is why I always get the dash first, because it makes a couple of jobs, especially graffiti cleaning and picking up trash, super easy.
Let's see. But yeah, one thing I will say about the Disney trilogy, look, if you want to watch it and you like it, more power to you. I do not care for it. That's all I'm going to say.
Like, I don't care for it either. It's something I'm probably not going to go back to for a while. Because, like, knowing how it all plays out, I'm like, do I really want to, you know, go through it again, knowing that's just going to end up as a wet fart?
Yeah.
Like, it was different when it was coming out, because we didn't know it was going to end up being so, you know, poorly thought out, and not even poorly thought out, just not thought out.
Yeah, like, it was very anticlimactic for me. Very anticlimactic. But, you know, I'm not going to support the new Disney trilogy. If you want to support it, that's you know, you want to support that thing, that is your choice.
I'm gonna wait until we see like some actual concrete stuff about it first before deciding whether or not I'm gonna see it. I'm gonna hold off on saying yes, I'm gonna see it until I see whether it looks like it's going to be worth my time and money. As opposed to how I was during the release of the last trilogy, where it's like, oh, I've got to see all these opening weekend.
Like, I personally will only watch the new trilogy if I hear the reviews are good after the first opening week. Like, I'll probably watch it within like the second week or something like that, second or third week, but definitely not going to be there for opening weekend or anything like that.
Yeah. Now, Sonic, on the other hand, I'm seeing that as soon as I fucking can.
Oh, hell yeah, same here. Like, after I come back from seeing you, Ari, I'm traveling up north to see my friend True Prime. He and I are going to go watch that movie.
I kind of wish I hadn't stopped and gotten Burger King on the way home, because then I would have had enough money to get that. When I was at Target, I would have had enough money to get the 4-pack of Sonic 3 figures.
Oh, wow.
That I don't know if it's a Target exclusive or not.
I
don't know if the Sonic toy line has any like store exclusives.
I don't know if they do or not, but then again, it's like I see more Sonic toys at Target, but that's only because I frequent Target more than I do any other store.
I frequent Walmart more because there's more of them in my area, whereas Target is usually in more like, you know, upscale parts of town.
Yeah.
Like Target's like Kroger. Like, they only open in, you know, the gentrified upscale parts of town, whereas Walmart is fucking everywhere.
Yeah. Yep. Like, the weird thing is, though, it's like Target, there's like, I want to say like 2 Targets within like, you know, one, like both are within walking distance of me, surprisingly enough. I'd say driving distance, but it's like I don't drive anymore. But yeah,
within Ubering distance.
Or lifting distance.
Oh boy, what are we gonna go on a batting killing spree? Are we gonna kill as many as we can within the time limit? Or are we going to kill using only wrestling moves?
Wrestling moves.
Yeah, we're gonna do some wrestling. Keep in mind, Travis has not had any actual wrestling training. He learned these wrestling moves purely through watching pro wrestling. And not even just, like, you know, WWF stuff. He's a fan of, like, Japanese pro wrestling and luchadors.
Oh, nice.
There's a reason that most of the trading cards you get in your first run-through of No More Heroes 1 are just masks of different luchadors.
Makes sense.
And also, now having played parts of Killer 7, I finally get what the deal with, like, all the luchador masks left behind before each boss fight is. They're the luchador masks left by Masked Smith from Killer 7, one of the 7 personalities of Harlan. And it's even signed MS, Masked Smith, or Masked Smith. Nice. There's a lot of callbacks to Killer 7 in this game that you would not get unless you've seen played Killer 7. Thank you for following Berto119.
Oh, hey, dude. Nice to see you here.
You know this person?
Oh, yeah, he's a classmate of mine.
Oh, nice. Welcome. Always glad. By the way, look at our new katana. Ready?
Ooh. Damn!
I'd like to see a Star Wars character fight with one of these babies. And granted, we're not going to get to use it in this one, because we're killing using wrestling moves only.
Makes sense.
Which means we can't use the katana at all. We have to use melee attacks. Or bead attacks, as they call them. But they're allowed to use guns.
Oh, yeah,
and the way that enemies with guns are programmed to run away makes them kind of a pain in the ass to take out in this mission. Like, gun enemies are your biggest pain in the ass in No More Heroes 1. They get toned down in future No More Heroes games. But they're at their most dangerous here. But yes, welcome, Berto. Always glad to see a acquaintance of one of my best friends here. There's the link to the community Discord if you decide you like it here and want to join in on some off-stream stuff, as well as keep up to date on schedules and vote on polls, yada yada yada. You know how Discord works.
Yeah.
I assume you know how Discord works. I've had classmates that don't know how Discord works.
Yeah,
we tried to set during my art class. We tried to set up like a Discord just for the class, but like half the classmates didn't know what Discord was.
Yeah.
Luckily, I got phone numbers of most of the people that didn't join the Discord.
Cool.
Come on. I know I'm not gonna get all of these guys in one go. Because, the way beat attacks work in No More Heroes 1 is kind of clunky. Because, like, you can do a non-charged beat attack, but it's basically worthless. Whereas, future No More Heroes games would make beat attacks, actually effective without charging them. So you can, like, do combos with them. And when I say future No More Heroes games, I exclusively mean No More Heroes 2, because 3 and, well, Travis Strikes Again and then 3 would both completely change up how combat works. Make it more of a traditional hack and slash. Where you have, like, defined combos, as opposed to, how kind of freeform No More Heroes 1 and 2 are. I say freeform as if it's like a thing with Devil May Cry levels of intricacy. There are, like, hidden techniques and stuff that the game doesn't teach you directly about in No More Heroes 1 and 2. But it's still a lot more limited combat than what you would see in Devil May Cry or Bayonetta. Which, makes sense. It was designed for the Wii, first and foremost. You don't want to have too complicated gameplay on a console that's primarily targeted towards a casual demographic. I would say Suda understands the audience of the console he's developing for, but then I remember that No More Heroes 1 and 2 kind of run like ass on the Wii. These remasters on Switch are probably the best way to play No More Heroes 1 and 2, with the exception of like a couple graphical glitches and a couple missing license songs. Anyways, we're going to the batting cages. I've played almost every version of No More Heroes 1 that's been released for purposes of a video in the future. The only ones I still need to check out are the Japanese Wii version of No More Heroes 1 and the European/Australian version of No More Heroes 1 for the Wii. Because No More Heroes 1 actually does have a lot of regional differences. The main thing being North America is the only place that got it uncensored.
Oh, wow.
And when I say uncensored, it's not like, we gotta tone down the booba and stuff. No, it's not some, like, stupid culture war shit like that back in the year of our Lord 2007. No, it's like the North American version has the violence uncensored, whereas they took all the blood and gore out of the Japanese and European versions, which also changes up some of the cutscenes to have plot holes. Like that part where Shinobu loses an arm in her fight with Travis, instead, like, her arm is still there.
Oh, wow.
And she's clutching it like it's been cut off, but it's still there. Alright. Here we go. Swing, bada bada!
Hey, bada bada! Oh, oh.
Alright, one more left.
Bang! Boom!
I can do better. This, by the way, this is impossible to do on the PC version because of the lack of motion controls. So getting a gold medal on this on the PC version is just not possible, even post-patch. Which they finally came out with the patch for that in May of this year. About 3 years after the PC version came out. And they still haven't come out with a patch for No More Heroes 2. But if it's as substantial a performance and gameplay improvements as the patch for No More Heroes 1 is, I guess I can wait a little longer. It's not like I'm getting a refund. I've put too much time into it, and it's been too long since I bought it to get that refund.
It's like, watch, now that you said that, they're going to put out the patch, like, tomorrow.
You see, I keep jinxing stuff like that. Like, I've mentioned this before, but, like, you know how I mentioned, pulling 3 or 4 all-nighters in a row to get my VTuber model, my 2D model rigged?
Yeah.
And, like, how much of a pain in the ass it was? Day after, I boot up Live 2D Editor, and they've come out with a new patch that simplifies the process massively.
Travis, welcome.
Damn it.
Day after I debut, they come out with that patch, and I'm like, I feel like I was tempting fate somehow. The question is, what did I do to tempt fate?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's too late for me to go back and re-rig it now anyway, because I was doing the free trial. It's a really weird free trial, because it's for an odd amount of time. Like, most free trials are like, 30-day free trial.
Yeah.
The free trial for Live 2D Editor is something like 43 days or something like that. Some bizarro number.
A random number at that, yeah.
It's not like the subscription is too expensive for an individual license, which is what I would be buying.
Yeah.
But, like, still, that is all... It makes it hard to keep track of when it expires, you know, without booting up the program every day.
Right.
Because it's like, okay, I've got to map out when's, like, 40-something days from the beginning of the month, which is when I installed it and activated the free trial. Beginning of October, I should say. Like, I don't know. I gotta check, basically. I'm not gonna stress about re-rigging my model, like, really soon. Basically, like, I'm gonna chip away at it instead of trying to meet a deadline. Because the only reason I did so many all-nighters is because I was dead set on getting it done in time for my anniversary.
Right.
Also, you see how much damage this new katana does?
Yep.
It also has a bigger impact radius, but as a trade-off, it drains battery so fast.
Oh, jeez.
It's not the fastest drainer of battery. That would be the Tsubaki Mark III, which is also our ultimate katana. But its battery upgrade, which is also the most expensive upgrade in the game, gives you infinite battery.
Ooh.
So, fun fact about, you know, me being stupid when playing games for the first time and making them harder for myself. Did I ever tell the story about how, even though I was playing on easy mode for my very first playthrough of No More Heroes for the Wii, I made it harder than I needed to for myself?
How so?
I never went to the gym. Because I didn't know what it was for. So I played through the whole game without any of the health upgrades except for the ones that you get for beating bosses, and without getting any of the strength upgrades, without getting any of the combo extensions. So yeah, I managed to beat the game. Granted, it was on easy mode, so it's not too much of a flex. But
yeah,
that could be a potential challenge run for me in the future.
Yeah, I'll just put it on, like, normal difficulty and,
Yeah, I'm playing on normal now. You don't unlock hard mode until you've beaten it one time.
yeah.
And I've never beaten it on hard mode. The jump from normal to hard is insane.
Oh, jeez.
Like, the hard modes in No More Heroes 1 and 2 are really known for being, like, holy shit, you have to be frame perfect with stuff. You have to learn how to parry, which is something the game doesn't implicitly teach you.
Oh.
And you've got to learn, like, what attacks you can Dark Step on, which Dark Step is the name for, like, that dodge move you do where you, like, circle around the enemy and time slows down. It can only be performed on certain frames of certain attack animations. So you've got to memorize all of those so you can pull those off. You've got to memorize how many hits you can get in one combo before they start blocking. You've got to memorize whether enemies are going to guard high or low based on their stances. Speaking of gym, it's about time we went to the gym because we can get a combo extension now. You get combo extensions every time you get a new beam katana. Oh boy, Psionic X with the Corey Feldman. This will probably be the last month I have Corey Feldman as a sound alert, because even Corey Feldman seems to be getting tired of the memes related to that album. You got an ad, so you won't hear it. Muhahaha. Damn, you don't get to suffer with us,
motherfucker.
Late September, leaves are turning. Not too long before they're blown away.
Also, I will note that the bench press minigame is harder on the Switch version because it's harder to rapidly press Joy-Con buttons than it is to rapidly press the A button on a Wii remote. Mostly because the buttons are very small and clicky, and also, from my experience, it's more prone to dropped inputs.
So how's that ad break? Sorry, how's that ad break doing for you, Hex?
If it isn't the consequences of your own actions. You know, I thought about switching over to the Wii version instead of continuing with the Switch version. I even got it all set up on Dolphin, looking all nice and clean, but then I figured, you know what? That's just begging for something to go wrong midstream while I'm messing with Dolphin, while also trying to stream and VTube at the same time, while emulating a Wii game and upscaling it to 1080p. I'll just stick with the Switch version. Now, why would I not go with the PC version now that it's mostly fixed? It doesn't support motion controls. And No More Heroes 1 was built solely around motion controls. I don't care that the Switch version adds an option for gamepads. It doesn't feel right.
Right.
It's not as satisfying when you don't get to deliver the finishing blows using like an analog stick as opposed to swinging your arm in the direction that it shows. How you doing, Hex? You know, fun little tidbit that I learned from apparently a comment said in some video I haven't seen by Matt McMuscles, because he was a bug tester for Ubisoft, and Ubisoft published No More Heroes 1 and 2 on the Wii in their North American releases. So he got to play, one of the games he got to playtest for Ubisoft was No More Heroes 1, which is how he became such a big fan of No More Heroes. He said that in the build that he playtested, there was originally a bit more interactivity when driving around Sand to Destroy on your bike. Namely that you could, like, send pedestrians flying, and you could crash into cars and make them explode.
Oh, wow.
As opposed to cars just stopping, pedestrians just flinching, and you being able to absolutely destroy all of the lampposts and crosswalk signs and trees in Sand to Destroy. Don't you want a bike like this?
Oh, hell yeah, I want a bike like that.
You want to know what gets even better about the fact that it's a bike that's built to look like an X-Wing? Granted, this is mishmashing two bits of Star Wars together, but there's a part later on where we do a chase through the forest. On the bike.
Oh, wow.
So we basically get to do the swoop bike segment, except on a motorcycle that looks like an X-Wing.
Nice.
Not swoop bike, speeder bike. I get swoop bikes and speeder bikes confused a lot.
Eh.
That reminds me, I should totally stream, now that I have Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2 on my Xbox, I should totally stream those sometime.
Welcome.
Didn't you say donate to a charity thing last time I was there? Last time you were there? Yeah, I did. If you check the panels down below me, you'll find a panel that takes you directly to the Extra Life charity fund that I'm fundraising for.
Well, then you're helping me fundraise for.
Yes, that I'm helping. Well, that I'm fundraising for on behalf of JKR here.
That's better. That works better.
Yeah, it's for Lurie Children's Hospital in Chicago, and I'm always willing to help out a hospital charity fund whenever I can. Especially since Chicago's become like a home away from home for me.
Yeah. Also, I should also mention, Hex, if you happen to donate, note that 100% of your donation goes towards the charity of goes actually towards a Lurie Children's Hospital in Chicago.
Yeah, it's none of that. It's none of that proceeds goes towards stuff. It's 100% of your funds goes towards it.
Yep.
None of that, like, 2% will go towards charity, which is how most charities in America work.
Yeah, no, we
time to do something silly. I'm afraid.
So am I. But yes, we. Ooh.
I missed the alert.
Yeah, I saw the alert go off, but I didn't hear it.
I didn't hear it either. I'll have to troubleshoot that later.
Yeah, I will check the page and
yeah, check the counter for me because I can't really see it in good quality right now.
Sure. Now,
I need to like. Yeah, the counter's a little small. I'll make it bigger next time.
Yeah, it's not that it's small. It's that it's not apparently moving live. So.
Oh, okay.
Oh wow. $69.
69, nice. Thank you very much.
Yes, it warms the cockles of my cold metallic heart.
The less I know about your cockles, the better.
Yes, but thank you, Hex. It means a lot to me. It means a lot to the kids as well.
Yeah, you're working towards a good cause. Hex, thank you very much. Okay, I did better on baseball that time. I can still do better. It's all about timing.
Nice.
Yeah, I at least got bronze there, whereas last time I didn't even get a medal. Alright, I'm thinking instead of grinding these last few missions over and over again with lower payouts, I'm gonna go with my usual strategy, which is doing the kill 100 enemies before time runs out mission, which at this point is like the most overpaying mission in the game for how easy it is. At this point in the game, at least, because you're guaranteed like a flat rate of $90,000 for completing it. And you can do it as many times as you want. There is one that pays better at the very end of the game, but we haven't gotten there yet. We still got a ways to go before we get the one that starts paying out in the hundreds of thousands. Well, 100,000 plus, I should say. There's nothing that pays, like, over 100,000 due to just, the time limits.
Travis, welcome.
Also, Vampire Survivors does have local co-op. Awesome! I'm pretty sure that means it also has Steam Remote Play Together, doesn't it? Because usually when something has local co-op, you can use it with Remote Play Together. Like, I'd be surprised if it didn't, honestly. There we go. Had to lubricate my throat because it was getting dry.
Yep.
Nothing's worse than a dry throat. You need to keep that nice and moist.
Yeah, like I was drinking like water constantly before my before and after my scenes during the show. So I'm like
yeah, I can imagine with how hot that costume must have been.
It's not just how hot the costume is, but just doing the voice that I did for the character. Because I went for a very gravelly voice and slowly at first it seems like he's just kind of mocking, but slowly and surely he slowly shows that he's more the monster that he actually is.
Okay. I need to teach you how. I need to show you if I can find it, the video that taught me how to do false chords, so you can practice a good technique for working on gravelly voices without damaging your throat too much. Like, obviously, prolonged usage of it is going to start wearing on your throat, but it'll at least help soften the blow.
That's good.
Like, it's technically a singing technique, but you can put it towards gravelly voices as well. I say singing technique. It's technically a death metal technique.
Yeah. 2, 1.
Yeah, this is the easiest mission to grind for, like, the halfway point of the game onward. Actually, it's like right after... You unlock this right after the rank 7 fight, so right after you beat Destroy Man. Like, it is the loudest, and enemy lines tend to overlap during it. But all enemies die in one hit. And you have plenty of time to take out all 100,000 of them, and you still get, you know, the bits of change that they drop when you kill them, in addition to the total that you earn for completing the mission. So, absolutely busted way to break this game's economy in half. Which, you know, I wouldn't be surprised, given Suda51's, like, very meta way of designing game narratives, I wouldn't be surprised if it was intentional for there to be a very repetitive, but at the same time reliable way to game the system. Like, there's a way that's objectively better than all the others, but it's also the one that you get tired of the quickest.
Yeah.
Basically, what I'm saying is, alongside hearing Suda51 talk about his favorite Takashi Miike movies, I want to hear him talk about his theories on economics and the job market. And meanwhile, if I were to ask him that, he would probably say something along the lines of, I just like punk. Because the slogan of his studio, Grasshopper Manufacture, is "Punk's not dead."
Oh, wow.
And he's been, he and his, the people that work at his studio have been described as, like, punk game developers or even post-punk developers, depending on who you ask, borrowing some terminology from the punk movements in music and the post-punk movements in music.
Oh.
But that's, like, getting into, like, dissecting different art forms and, art movements that I'm not very well versed in. Pun intended, since it's about music. But, yeah, Suda51's very inspired by music, as a lot of my favorite game developers just so happen to be. Except for, well, Hideo Kojima's inspired by music too, especially David Bowie. Also, I've got a new favorite fan nickname for Hideo Kojima, courtesy of just something offhanded that Joel said in one of his reaction streams to a Nintendo Direct. It's Hideous Kojima.
Oh, jeez.
But yeah, going back to what Hex was talking about, I'll definitely check out Vampire Survivors when I get the chance. It's been on my list to check out for a while. It's just I keep putting it off, because I keep getting distracted by other new shiny games to buy while they're on sale. And then I don't have Vampire Survivors money because I'm very bad at managing my money.
Same, bestie.
I had to cancel my pre-order for my sexy nurse outfit figurine of my #1 waifu for Laifu, Murasaki from Senran Kagura, because I didn't factor in the shipping cost when I pre-ordered it.
Wow.
So that would have come out to, like, almost $300, including shipping.
Yeah.
And, like, they wouldn't let me request a they did let me request a cancellation, but they denied it. And then they auto-canceled it when I didn't pay by due date, and as a result locked my account for a month. So it's not like I'm gonna be buying anything on there for a bit anyway.
Oh yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, that was a clerical error on my part. Not factoring in that, hey, maybe it's gonna be kind of expensive to ship something that heavy from Japan.
Yeah.
As opposed to buying it through a US-based seller, where they're gonna mark up the price a bit to cover the fact that they had to buy it from Japan to sell here, but the shipping fees are gonna be lower.
Yeah.
Like, it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't thing when it comes to buying Japanese exclusive merchandise, where it's like, you see this with Transformers too, where it's like, you can buy Transformers and Gunpla kits and stuff like that directly from Japan through certain sites like eHobby and AmiAmi, which is the one I was using. And you get the Japanese retail price, which is usually lower than the American retail price, but you have higher shipping fees to compensate for it. Or if you want to get a more standard shipping fee, you have to wait up to a month to get it, as opposed to like the one that they try to get you to order for your shipping is Japanese EMS, I believe it's called. Basically, like the equivalent, the Japan Post equivalent to Priority Mail, except it ships internationally. Where it'll get there quick, but the shipping fees are astronomical.
Oh yeah.
So that's a long way of saying I won't have my sexy Booba figurine. Perfect time to bonk me for that, Death. Hello, how are you doing? I'm just, killing 100 goons to, make money so I can take on my next fight. Next month you get to see your boy again. Your boy. Elaborate, because I feel like you're either referencing a game I'm forgetting about, or you're talking about like actually getting to see something. Razia, oh yeah, the Legacy of Kain stuff, yeah. Oh shit, I forgot about that. I'm just hoping it's up to par with how the Tomb Raider remasters were at launch, and not like, you know, Aspire's other recent remasters, like Battlefront taking a few months to get fixed.
Yeah.
Well, then again, Aspire didn't develop the Tomb Raider remasters, they just published them.
Yeah.
The development was done by Saber Interactive. With Saber Interactive, not a studio I'm familiar with, and apparently they're mostly known as like more of a B or C tier game developer, but they knocked it out of the park with remastering Tomb Raider 1, 2, and 3 from what I've seen. Granted, I've only played a bit of the Tomb Raider 1 remaster so far, but it performs solidly. Option for using either the remastered graphics or the old graphics is great. I do have some minor nitpicks with the way certain things perform, as well as the lack of graphics options on the PC version, to my knowledge. I know it was like that at launch. They might have changed that post-launch. Like, at launch, you would just automatically set the resolution to whatever your desktop resolution was, as opposed to letting you set it manually. Oh yeah, or the GTA games, but that wasn't Aspire, that was Grove Street. I wouldn't say nothing good comes out of Grove Street, but Grove Street is where we got CJ. There's this image that, speaking of Grove Street, there's this image that I saw in a Vinesauce Joel clip today that I showed off to JKR and Furret earlier that I need to show to all of my GTA San Andreas loving friends, where it's like, I believe it's a model from San Andreas where they Photoshop Mr. Bean's face onto it as a texture.
Oh, jeez, yeah.
I specifically say Mr. Bean and not Rowan Atkinson because it's Rowan Atkinson's Mr. Bean character. You can tell by the facial expression.
Yep.
I'm not too familiar with Mr. Bean or Rowan Atkinson's oeuvre, but I do know that much. I do know that Rowan Atkinson is irreplaceable, and no matter what modern Disney tries to say, John Oliver is not a solid replacement for Rowan Atkinson. I don't care if they're both British. John Oliver's not that kind of comedian.
No, he's not. I mean, he's a good comedian. Just, you know, it's not his. That's just not his shtick. That's not his style.
He's also not a good actor, but he's not trained as an actor, so I wouldn't expect him to be.
Exactly.
Like, Rowan Atkinson is, I believe he's, like, classically trained, isn't he?
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. A lot of the old British comedians were, like, you know, they did have proper theater and theater training and so on. So it wouldn't surprise me if he was, like, you know, a proper classically trained actor who just happened to mainly do comedy.
Yeah.
Travis, the next rank is 4th.
Who is it? But come to think of it, it doesn't really matter, does it?
This is where we get into one of my two favorite bosses in this game. Favorite male boss, and then favorite female boss is rank number 2.
Wait, this isn't...
You remember rank number 4, don't you, JKR?
Oh, yeah.
Harvey Volodarski!
What did you say? Someone's rubbing you down?
I'll see you.
My nasty little boy! Also, I've got to dress up appropriately for this classy magic show. It's a classy show. Sylvia's gonna show up dressed all classy. I still hate seeing Travis with his glasses gone. I wish they would fix that bug. I gotta wear the classiest outfit that I have. There we go. Now we're ready. Rank 2 is bad girl, right? Yes, rank 2 is bad girl, and I love, you know, without getting into spoilers for future No More Heroes events, because I know a lot of the people in my viewer base, or, like, you know, commentary group, have not played the No More Heroes games for themselves. I love that bad girl gets more stuff after this game. It just took a while. And the reason it took a while is because there was no More Heroes games after No More Heroes 2 for like 10 years.
Yeah.
Well, not 10 years. It was more like 7 or 8. Suda51 was, he was set on, like, not making a new No More Heroes unless, he could come up with a good enough story to justify it. And also if there was a console that he felt could make for a unique gameplay experience for it. He's like Shigeru Miyamoto if he actually knew what the fuck he was talking about. And didn't speak in riddles.
Yeah.
Get ready for the text-to-speech to have trouble pronouncing the boss's name.
Let's see what you're made of.
By the way, that text-to-speech voice comes standard on every MacBook.
Oh, wow.
I know, because I used to have a MacBook. I had several MacBooks. They kept on dying on me. Because MacBooks have horrible ventilation, and as a result, their parts die a lot faster.
Oof.
Their idea for ventilation is, let's just have an aluminum case and have that act as the heatsink. If I had a nickel for every time that I had a MacBook die because the hard drive cable stopped working and it thought that there was no OS as a result, and I had to take it in to get fixed in the middle of a big project, I still wouldn't be able to afford a new MacBook. By the way, get ready for a sudden, shocking gameplay change once we get on the subway. Wow, looks like he was giving that not lightsaber a good time. Hello, Chuck. I will message you after stream. If it's too late after stream and you're not able to respond to my message immediately, then you can just get to me sometime tomorrow. Just about what days work for you for transformographizers, so I can schedule accordingly. Well, you told me what days work. It's just like which of those days that work for you would be the best to do it on, so I can schedule accordingly. Just know that I can't do Tuesday or Thursday, because Tuesday is a dedicated night off, and Thursday is usually my day to recover from nausea from my weight loss medicine. You cannot do Thursday or Sunday? Okay, so Thursday would have been out anyways. And this weekend, this Saturday, I plan on doing part 2 of Smash, Marry, Kill. I need to talk to Lulu about that so she can be informed. But yeah, let's see, would Wednesday work for you? I know I said we would talk about this after stream, but since you're here, would Wednesday work for you? And yes, he was giving his Monday and Tuesday are college nights. You're there until... Okay, so yes, Wednesday will work. Gotcha. Okay, so Wednesday it shall be. I'll make the schedule accordingly, either tomorrow or like tonight after stream. Depending on how tired I am. Yeah, because I wouldn't want to do Transformers on college nights where you're there until 9:30, because I want you to be there for as much of it as you can be. Because you're like the lore expert on Transformers out of, well, aside from JKR, of course, but you are even, from what I've seen, even more so. And I want you to try and piece together how much of a hodgepodge nightmare of non-canon bullshit the PS2 game is. As well as judge the very off-brand Transformers voice actors they got for it, for its English dub. Because yes, it has an English dub despite only being released in Japan, which clues me into an idea that they might have planned on localizing it or like exporting it at some point, but decided not to due to either poor reception or poor sales. It's hard to find any info about that game's development, because just so few people give a shit about it.
Yeah.
Except for me, because I'm like a possum. I seek out garbage. And I would do the trash man voice, but my throat's a little bit too dry and crusty right now.
That's fair.
And yes, we are suddenly playing a bullet hell shooter, because why not? Dare I say, why not?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I was watching a bit of MGO today to figure out how to transform Sideburn, to see if I was really doing something wrong with attaching the roof of the car to the car mode, or if it really does just fit on that badly. And no, it turns out it just fits on that badly. It needs to get a 16K remake. I wouldn't go that far, because, like, having played that game from beginning to end a few years ago, through both campaigns, for an old review, it's a very monotonous game to play, because it's just like a standard beat-em-up that goes on for way too long. Very bad controlling beat-em-up, too. Like, the thing that kept me playing was just seeing the cheesy cutscenes in between. At least, I will say, at least it's not as bad as Convoy no Nazo. No Transformers game is ever gonna be that bad. By the way, you wanna know what my favorite, factoid about Convoy no Nazo is? Which I pointed out in a thread on Twitter that was talking about, like, trivia about Convoy no Nazo. The game is called Convoy no Nazo because it was supposed to be, like, revealing the mystery of who killed Optimus Prime for the Japanese audience. Excuse me. Because they didn't get the 86 movie at the time. But the reveal that it was Megatron that killed Optimus is in a hidden secret room that is only accessible on one screen of one level, that you can complete the whole game without even knowing it's there. And then, you know, you'll get the message where it's like, play it again as Rodimus Prime. And you'll think that, oh, then it'll give me the mystery of who killed Optimus Prime. And then it just turns out it's the same fucking game again, except now you have a different sprite. And it's not even like a proper different sprite, it's a recolored Ultra Magnus, but with a different alt mode. For, like, a different sprite for the alt mode. And then you get, like, a congratulations screen at the end. It's like, okay, who killed Optimus Prime? Oh, I was supposed to, like, jump into what looked like an enemy to get transported to a secret room that is mostly empty, where it shows a few frames of Megatron pointing a gun at Optimus. And that's supposed to convey that, Megatron was the one who killed Optimus Prime. That is the Nazo of Convoy in Convoy no Nazo. And it's completely optional to even find it. Okay, gotta put in the classic for my high score name. When am I gonna do a playthrough of Transformers Devastation? I need to see how it runs on my PS5 before trying to do that. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to fish out the PS4 again. Thankfully, I picked up a digital copy before it got delisted. I think it's backwards compatible with PS5. I'll just have to double check. It should be. The only PS4 games that aren't backwards compatible with PS5 that I know of, apart from demos, are PT and Afro Samurai 2.
Come on. You can do this. You're almost to the next ranked fight.
Also, this is the only time that Sylvia is actually encouraging. It's off-putting.
To the 8th circle of hell.
But yeah, I would love to do a playthrough of Transformers Devastation, because it's like, it's G1 Transformers, and it plays like Bayonetta. It's perfect for me. The only way it could be better is if it was already 2001 or Armada. What about the Transformers game from 2004? I have that on PCSX2. I could emulate that. So I could give that a run through as well. I had that as a kid. I was never able to get very far in it, because it's like a really fucking hard game for what's ostensibly a children's Transformers game. Like, the only way I ever beat it was by putting in the cheat code that unlocks everything, and then I would just, like, skip around to different levels, and, like, the only boss fight I was ever able to win was the Unicron boss fight.
One hot night together, you and me, coming right up. A promise is a promise. Trust your force, Travis, and head for the Garden of Madness.
I wanted to play the Armada game so bad, but never had any Transformers fan friends. See, we actually, this is why I like that I handed off writing and directing duties to Cringivore for Armada Bridge. Because dude's got, like, encyclopedic knowledge of potential obscure references to put into an Armada Bridge series, including in the last episode we've done so far, because, and I say last episode we've done so far because it's entirely on me for not editing yet, because I've been in a funk where I can't sit down and edit stuff for the past couple years. But the last episode we've done so far was the one where they go to the Arctic, or was it Antarctica? I get that confused a lot. Yeah,
it was, basically, it was like Antarctica or the Arctic, whatever.
And we threw in Cringivore threw in as many references to level 2 of the PS2 game as he potentially could, be it music, dialogue, or just anything. Like, right down to paraphrasing the line that Starscream says before his boss fight in that stage. Prepared for extermination! Except, not Australian.
Yeah.
Because for whatever reason, they didn't get all the voice actors for the Armada game, just some of them. It's Strongbad's Mask. That's actually a callback to a previous game by this game's director called Killer 7, where one of the playable characters was a luchador named Mask the Smith. But yes, that is a WrestleMan's mask. Because Travis here is not just an otaku, he's also a wrestling aficionado. And also, as for the previous lightsaber comment, it is not a lightsaber, it is a beam katana. It is legally distinct from a lightsaber. The best kind of distinct.
You serious? I wouldn't do that if I were you. Oh shit. Oh shit.
Also, according to the director, it wasn't inspired by the lightsabers at all. It was inspired by the Schwartz rings from Spaceballs. But yeah, there's like basically this game's director, Suda51, has like an entire interconnected universe that all of his games take place in.
It'll be a killer night. So let's get started. It's showtime.
Like, later, Travis Strikes Again and No More Heroes 3 would make it canon that not only do No More Heroes and Killer 7 take place in the same universe, but so do Lollipop Chainsaw, Shadows of the Damned, what else?
So lucky.
his visual novels that he made when he was first getting started, Fire Pro Wrestling, and even though he didn't work on this game, it was a big inspiration for him getting back into development, Hotline Miami.
Well, Travis, this is your lucky night.
He looks like the snake dude from Naruto. You know, he kind of does look like Orochimaru, except way less androgynous.
No need to be shy. Congratulations, you nasty little boy. Tell the audience your name.
Travis Touchdown. It's a good name, don't you think?
It's a fine name indeed. You have your parents to thank for that.
My parents are dead.
This is why I needed the fancy outfit for the fancy magic show. I need to go up there showing the world how much I love titties.
There, let it bother you. Hold on to your hopes.
Would be wild if devastation took place in this universe. It would be the least wild thing that's happened in No More Heroes, believe it or not. I'm not getting into spoilers, but No More Heroes gets unhinged in the later games.
Also, apologies for being quiet. I was working on editing some things for the charity.
Understandable. Snake titties. I mean, that's a thing now in Boruto because Orochimaru is currently in a female body.
Serious? That would be a pity. We still have
From what I understand.
Playtime is over.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime!
Let's cut this down to size.
On to the grand finale. Now this is entertainment.
Travis just utterly fucking over his magic show. I think that's what Harvey's more pissed about, rather than, you know, Travis surviving that obvious attempt to kill him. He's doing. Oh no, he's doing the spin. It's too bad my 2D model can't spin. You'll be back? Okay, take your time. We're probably not gonna keep going for too much longer, because I have had a long-ass weekend. Long-ass week in general. I spent, like, all day Friday trying to get everything ready for inspections, just for the lady who was supposed to do inspections to not show up. For the second week in a row.
Oh, jeez. I hate it when they had to...
And then my Evercade console arrived, and I had to spend some time trying to get that to work because I thought like I was following the instructions using the included power supply cable, which is just a micro USB cable, to provide it with the power it needs to run. But it would not power on. I was like, what the fuck? Did I get sent to defective unit? No, turns out the cable was defective. Thankfully, I have tons of USB cables, so that was an easy fix. And I thought it was like, maybe the cable just doesn't supply enough wattage or voltage to the console to power it. So I tried using it to charge up my wireless mic that I'm using right now. And it wasn't even providing power to that, so no, it's just fucking dead. It's just a dead cable.
So, it's not dead, it's a dud.
I mean, when a cable is coursing with electricity, it's referred to as live. So, the opposite of that would be dead.
I know, but it's still, it's like, the fact that it doesn't work out of the box, that's what we call a dud. But semantics.
Yes. And you do know I love getting bogged down in my semantics when it's me arguing the semantics.
Ay.
All right, Harvey's kind of an easy boss if you are lucky enough to get him into a pattern where he doesn't spam the like escape mini games at you.
I can't see shit.
Darkness, hit the lights. Hurry up! I can't see.
He's just been blinded. Damn it.
Yeah, he. That's another that's another edit that they made in the Japanese and European versions. The curtains close a lot faster, so they close before you see the blade go through his body. Because again, no gore in those versions.
Yeah. I love how his lovely assistants put him in there.
Yep. They're unbiased, okay? Actually, Ari, we could put the TF game live stream off the Wednesday until the Wednesday after this Wednesday. Sure, I can do that. Yeah, thanks for clearing that up ahead of time. Oh my. And I think Travis hasn't even hit #1 yet. Alright, we're gonna drop a nice save here. And that is not a term I came up with. That's what Travis refers to it as in one of the later games.
Oh, lovely.
And then next Wednesday, you're off at 6:30 p.m. Okay. Yeah, I'll try to make that work. The only thing is, I believe that's, I'll have to look at my calendar. If it's, like, leading up to Thanksgiving, I might not be able to do it. So we might have to put it off a further week. I'll keep you posted. So yeah, let's, get back to the throne room. And, see who all's online.
Is Proto still running?
Yeah, Proto's still running.
Say we give.
Yeah, we're gonna raid Proto. He's playing Class of 09.
Oh boy.
So, you know, get ready for something arguable. He's playing Class of 09 with Kier. Okay.
That explains why Kier wasn't very active tonight.
Yeah, yeah, you're in for some trauma. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Thank you to JKR for joining me tonight. I'll see you guys probably tomorrow night. Keep an eye out for the schedule. Go give Proto Rage a warm welcome for me. Until next time, unpleasant dreams.
Well, the boys have caught us. We hope you like our show. We know you're rooting for us, but now we have to go.
Good night, everybody.